and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, and a customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready, and so they were just like talking to each other, and they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard.
Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Anubis. Welcome back to another video. And actually I was not gonna do a video tonight because I'm really tired. I don't know if you can tell, like I haven't slept at all. But then I was made aware of a video of a Starbucks employee who was not happy with his 8-hour shift. 3.5 hours in the shift, there are so many customers. Saturday, Sunday they work like 8.5 hours, and they were misgendered. Like some pretty first world problems. I mean, something like this should never happen in a workplace, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just watch it. I want to finish this as soon as possible.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but like I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people.
Isn't that how work is for everybody? I mean, I've been away from the corporate field like for a really long time, the corporate sector for a really long time, so I might be wrong. So, but they said they work 25 hours a week. So 5 hours from Monday to Friday, and then 8 hours, 8.5 hours, so 20. That's not a lot. That's not even close. And yeah, when the days are busy, no matter how much staff you have, usually you are well capable of managing a store with 4 or 5 people on board. It's easy to do that. But yeah, sometimes shit happens that too many customers come in at the same time. It's peak hours. That's a huge thing in the service industry, that like if they're peak hours, you just have to like get it done within seconds. It's just not you, brother, sister, frog fairy. It's not just you. Everybody does that. That's life. That's how life is. This is unbelievable. Let's just continue.
We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. We don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place because he didn't want to be held accountable for not wanting to come in.
What? Wait, what the I didn't catch any of that. So what I'm guessing is, what they're saying is that the manager was supposed to come in today, but he didn't. He was a no-show. I mean, he doesn't have to report to you. He probably told the regional manager that he was not going to be there. You're not the person he's going to report to, saying that, oh, Evan, I'm not going to be in the store today. And welcome to any kind of job. That's how it is. That's how it works. Managers don't have to say shit to you. And even if he is there, what the fuck's gonna do? Well, what the fuck is he gonna do? He's not gonna go down and fucking make coffees for the customers. No, he's just gonna be sitting in the back room, just checking I forgot what the cash counters, or tallying the purchase and like the minus $10 and whatever the fuck that used to be in the past. Managers don't do labor things. That's why we're there for.
They don't want to help us. We need a union because this can't happen. This can't happen. We need fair scheduling. We need managers to hold themselves accountable for helping their workers. They refuse to turn mobile orders on. We need the liberty to be able to do that because there's so many mobile orders and I need to get through all of them. And then people are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready and they don't know what to do. I can't do it. And a customer was misgendering me tonight, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready. And so they were just like talking to each other and they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard.
Give me a second. Let's go. What the fuck are you talking about fair scheduling? You work 5 hours a day on weekdays and you work 8.5 hours on weekends. I mean, like I said, I've been away from the corporate sector for a really long time, but if I'm not mistaken, the shift time that every person has to do who's on a full-time job is 9 hours. In that, you have 1 hour mandatory break. You have to take that. Your company has to give that. So if you're working 8.5 hours, you are entitled to that 1 hour break. And I am pretty sure that you are taking that 1 hour break because you're sitting in the back room bitching about it right now. You won't be doing it if you were on the shift. You are on a break right now. So that means you're working 7.5 hours, which is half an hour less than everybody else in the sector. People work for 9 hours. It's 8 hours work, 1 hour break. That's how it works. And you work 5 hours a day on weekdays. That's what I wanted to talk about. Like I wanted to share my own experience. Like I have studied like hospitality and tourism and hotel management, and my fourth semester entirely consisted of IT, that is industrial training, in which you just give in your resume and to a really good reputed hotel. They call you in for an interview to see if you are fit to be a slave there, because it is slave work. It's not. I can't describe it as anything else. But we have to do it because that is our entire semester. If we don't do it, we don't get the IT certificate. We fail that semester, so we don't have a choice. We are paid like the amount that I was paid for a week was less than I needed for the cab ride back to my apartment from the hotel. That's how much I used to get paid. And on the first day when I joined in, I was the bellboy, and I've been standing there for like, it was almost 11 hours at that point. So I really nicely walked up to the front desk and asked the front office manager, that is my shift done now? And he just looks at me and laughs and he's like, trainees don't have shifts. You work till I say you work. And he knew that I have to comply because otherwise he could fail me and I won't pass my semester. That's how people have worked. People, even after that, forget about industrial training. That was something that I had to do. But when I started working, I normally used to work 9 to 10 hours. And it wasn't because like I was being held against my will. That's why I'm not going to name any companies, because they were really nice to me. They just asked. There was a shitload of work that they needed done, and they would just ask me politely, is it okay if you can stay back? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. That's what you do. And I'm not gonna lie, that helped me grow so much that the promotions that I got after that was a lot easier than the people I saw, people like you who would bitch about like they wouldn't extend for like 15 minutes. You don't have to. That's the thing. You don't have to. But these things do come back to bite you. Just be careful what you put out on the internet, because they don't give a fuck about your feelings or your misgendering. And what the fuck is it with the misgendering? Like every time, even now, when I pick up a call and there is someone who I don't know, who I've never spoken to in my life, they always address me as ma'am. Every single time. So now if it depends. Like if I'm in a really good mood, I just go along with it. And if I'm not in that good of a mood, I just deepen my voice to Chris Hemsworth level to make them realize that I'm a guy, and they do realize it halfway, even though that's not my normal voice. That's not how I talk. But that's how I'm talking in that moment. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And shit happens, Evan. Shit happens. You are short staffed. There are not as many people working in the service industry as there was once upon a time. You will be short staffed. You have to go through that. It just helps you grow. The more you learn to work hard, the easier it gets for you to grow. Just remember that, man. Just don't bitch about it. Okay, I get it. They're really upset because they work 25 hours on weekdays and they work 8.5 hours on weekends. And I don't buy the shit that they don't get a week off because that's against the law. So I am pretty sure they do get a week off. I'm a loss of words. It's like, how weak are we that if there are 5, 6 customers yelling for their order that they've paid for, we just can't take that and we go into the back room and cry about it? Like, how? And Evan, doesn't matter if you're misgendered, if they called you a she, you have a beard, you have a mustache, it's fine. What they address you as doesn't define who you are. I don't want to come out as a hater. Like, I've seen people hating on them. I don't know what to call them. Yeah, people hating on them. Now, okay, I do get it. Yeah, sometimes it is a day when you're just not feeling it. There's too much workload. There's too less staff, and you just can't get through it. I get that. But sometimes you have to just suck it up. Going on the internet and bitching about it and just recording it for the whole world is not going to do you any good. You really think that you're going to be loved after that in Starbucks? I mean, they legally can't do anything to you. But mark my words, dude, you'll be the last one to be considered for any kind of promotion if you do end up working for that long in this Starbucks.
What the fuck? I don't get accommodations for being neurodivergent. I don't. Like, I can't use. Like, people get mad at me for using my sick time. I don't even know what to do anymore.
Quit. If you're not that. If you're not happy with your job to that extent that you're crying without any tears coming out, then quit. Really easy. And you just said that there are just 4 people on the floor right now. So you just left 3 of them to deal with all those customers that you couldn't handle and just ask them to just deal with it while you go and rant about it. That's, yeah. There's some really nice employee you are.
I'm like at my wit's end with this job. I really am.
Do it. If you're not happy with your job, quit. Okay, there's no shame in it. Just do whatever makes you happy. Okay, final thoughts. We are spoiled. We are so spoiled. And by we, I mean them. And union's not gonna solve anything because I don't think you're being treated unfair. I honestly don't think you're being treated unfair. If I had those working hours during my working days when I used to work normal jobs, I would be like super happy with that because working 5 hours on a weekday, what else do you want? Anyways, guys, that was the video. Let me know what you think. Again, if I am being an asshole, just let me know in the comments. I don't really think that I am this time because this is ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. And like I said, if you can't work, then just quit. But if you need the money and you have to earn that money, then sometimes I'm really sorry, brother, sister, frog fairy. You gotta suck it up sometimes. That's life. That's how life works. There are mothers out there working 3 fucking jobs just to feed their children. Okay? World is in much worse shape than you. In Qatar, there's World Cup in 2022. Do you know 6,500 immigrant workers died there because they were forced to work 17 hours plus in those conditions? And they just started dropping off because of heat exhaustion. And they didn't even get paid for that because the money that they were supposed to be paid was then chalked off, and they were told that all that money they would have earned has gone in their accommodation and food, and some of them actually owed the company money, and that is after working 17 hours a day, 365 days a year, to a point where it literally caused them to drop dead. The world is in a much worse condition. You're just working 5 hours a day. Get a grip over yourself. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I am really tired, but I really wanted to do this, and it was fun. It's fun to know how people work these days. Anyways, thank you so much. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, which I also don't know what it'll be or when, but it'll be there soon. Bye.